Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Candace Yvette with Black Women Aware. First, I would like to say thank you to everyone who comes by and supports my channel. It really does mean a lot to me. If you would like to email me with any suggestions, questions, or concerns, my email is always going to be in the description box below. Again, thank you for visiting my channel. Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Candace Yvette, and I am back with another video. Now, this video is coming to us out of the Jackson, Mississippi area. Okay, it is concerning a young woman, age 26. Her name is Terrencia Jackson. Okay, she's lovingly known to her family and friends as Munchie. So because her last name and the city that she's from is the same name, Jackson, I am going to be referring to her as her nickname, Munchie. That way I do not confuse my audience as I read this article, okay? But without further ado, let's jump right into it. So it says, a man accused of shooting and unaliving his ex-girlfriend while she was lying in her bed is now in custody of law enforcement and getting his own wounds treated in the hospital. Thursday, June 9th, authorities announced that they had arrested Zaverion Brent and Vaida Valentine in connection with the unaliving or passing of Terrencia, aka Munchie Jackson, and injuring her boyfriend at their home in the 3100 block of Fleetwood Drive. Okay, so y'all, obviously, he meant to do that. He broke in and he basically took this woman out while she was lying in her bed. And just so that y'all aren't confused, this isn't just her ex-boyfriend. This is the father of her child. She has a daughter with this guy, allegedly. Okay, she has a daughter with this guy, and for him to do that to his own child's mother, obviously, myself being a survivor of domestic violence, I suspect that this guy has some ways about him long before. You know what I'm saying? It is not a shocker that this woman, like it says in this article, that she had a new man in her life. She was moving forward in her life. So obviously, just from reading that, I can readily assume that she left him because of his controlling ways. Okay, I can readily assume that. Okay, and the fact that he bust in their home, okay, while they were in bed, okay, and just unalived her like that, that lets you know, not only did he have control issue or he was upset about them leaving or her leaving and moving on with her life, but it also gives way, and it tells us about rejection and how certain men, especially black men, they take rejection, especially rejection from black women, very hard. And I brought up an article, shout out to Psychology Today. That's where you can find this article about rejection and how the different genders deal with rejection, how women deal with rejection and how men deal with rejection. Okay. And I'll be going over a little bit of that article with you all right, because I feel like it's very important that women, especially black women, understand what goes through these men's head when you reject them. Now, you don't want to deal with nobody no more, that's cool. That's your right. I'm not telling you that you should deal with somebody or walk on eggshells around somebody or whatever because, if he get mad, he might do something. No, y'all know I wouldn't dare tell y'all nothing like that. But what I am saying is be smart and be aware. I live up to the name of this channel, Black Women Aware, and it's my job to make y'all aware. You're going to leave. I need you to do it safely. I need you to be on the low with it, because some of these people are very toxic. They're very dangerous. And when you switch up, when you start to leave these domestic violence relationships or whatever, that is that's the most dangerous time of that relationship. Okay. We need to be aware on how to do it safely. Even if we had to go on the low and not contact nobody for a little while and just stay off of social media, stay away from people, just to keep ourselves and our children safe. These men are dangerous, okay? And if they can't control, y'all have to understand that, especially with black men. Black men They know where their position is in this society. Let's keep it real. They know what their position is. They know that the men of no color are the supreme men. And I'm not saying supreme like I'm praising men of no color, because they're not perfect to me or anything like that. But when it comes to men in power, when it comes to the majority of the male demographic that have power and they can move things and they can sign things into law and change things. Just look at Roe versus Wade. You know what I'm saying? They can sign something in the law and tell a woman what she can and can't do with her own body. We know the majority of people who changing laws. We know the majority of people who going off to war. We know the majority of people who are in these higher positions are men of no color. So then you have black men who most of the time they feel like they have no power. You know what I mean? And the only thing that most black men feel they can't control is who? Black women. Okay, this is why I'm pointing this out. This is why somewhere in this video, I'm going to stop reading this article and I'm going to read the article from Psychology Today, and it covers rejection. All right. It's very important that black women understand what and who you're dealing with when it comes to these kind of relationships with black men. Okay. And I have to be specific and say black men because, like I said, you have a human being who is a man. And if y'all watch my video, the live that I did over the young man who unalived his sister over Wi-Fi, I went over testosterone and anger issues in that video. Okay, testosterone is not just a sex hormone. It makes boys, teenage boys especially, because teenage boys have a pure body up until that hormone starts to spurt. Now, when they become men, they're a little bit more familiar with that hormone. The body is used to it by then. When you go from a young child into adolescence, and your body is first getting that first taste of that testosterone, young boys don't know how to handle it or whatever. And if you don't have them in sports or doing something physical or constructive, they will buck at you. They will find a way to get into trouble. You know what I'm saying? Part of it is because of the testosterone. And you add that in with anger issues, you got a monster on your hands. Okay, so think about it when it comes to black men. They too scared to challenge their actual counterparts, which is men of no color. They're too scared to challenge them. So most of them have these anger issues that they're not dealing with. They're not going to see the doctor. We know mental health in the black community is not being taken that seriously and all. And then you have this person who has this testosterone. Testosterone makes you want to challenge people. Okay, so just me saying all of that, you have to be very, very aware, and you have to be strategic, black women, in how you move when you're leaving these relationships. Now, granted, with Munchie, I don't know how Munchie left that relationship. Everything that I'm saying right now, I'm speaking in general terms. Okay, I'm not really talking about Munchie. I'm talking in general terms. Okay, so let's go on. Okay, let's go on. So it says Brent, which is the ex-boyfriend and baby father, okay, was arrested on Thursday and transported to the University of Mississippi Medical Center for treatment. Valentine, which is Brent's girlfriend, was picked up around noon on Wednesday, June 8th, and the murder happened on June 7th, y'all, okay? So Valentine, the girlfriend of Brent, she was picked up the very next day, according to Jackson PD. Okay, it was unclear all of the charges by I'm getting tongue tied, y'all. Sorry about that. But it was unclear all the charges faced by Brent. That's what that said. For some reason that doesn't read right to me. But they basically saying at the time that they wrote this article, they didn't know what he would be charged with. But I went ahead and dug a little bit further. And from what I found, Brent is being charged with aggravated assault and capital murder. And he's going to be held without bond. Now, I got a little bit curious because I didn't know why he was being charged with capital murder. Not that I'm mad at it, because a lot of times when you're charged with capital murder, that carries a death sentence or life in prison without parole. But usually when it's capital murder, that means you took out a woman that was expecting a child or pregnant. In other words, you took out a law official like a cop or a judge or a politician or something like that, right? So I researched a little bit further and come to find out in Mississippi or whatever, if you had prior felonies or whatever, they can charge you and you get into something like this where you allegedly unalive somebody, they can charge you with capital murder. Okay, they don't care what the felony was for beforehand, whether it was violent or no. They don't care. It was a felony before, and now you in a position where you done got yourself in some trouble or whatever, and you done unalive somebody. So then they could charge you with capital murder. So basically, what Mississippi saying is they ain't playing with nobody down there, But anyways, what I found is this guy did have multiple previous charges. Let's get into those now. Okay, so it says, according to police, Jackson was lying. Okay, Jackson, they're referring to Munchie, not the city. Okay, just not to confuse anybody. So Munchie was lying in her bed on Tuesday, June 7th, when Brent, her child's father, allegedly forced his way into her home. So he allegedly broke in and fired multiple rounds at her and her current boyfriend. Jackson, or Munchie, who was 26 at the time of her death, she passed away on the scene. Her boyfriend was rushed to Merit Health where he was treated. Okay, so I'm glad that she had somebody there who at least attempted to protect them. The new boyfriend was there. He also was armed and he returned fire. Who knows? Had he not had his own firearm, he probably would have been unalived as well. I don't know where her child was at that time. I'm praying like hell and high water that baby was like over at grandma's house or somewhere, because who's to say? A lot of times with these type of dangerous men, if you crazy enough to take out your child's mother, you crazy enough to take out them children too, because a lot of times these men don't want to be caught. Okay, and like I've already shared with y'all my own personal testimony, and that if I had not got away by the grace of God, that would have been me and my children. Okay, so I'm praying that baby wasn't there, but who's to say if the boyfriend wasn't there? Shout out, I think his name is Henry. Shout out to Henry or whatever. But if he was not there with his own firearm, that man would have not only took Henry's life, but he would have possibly took the life of his own child. Because what can children do? You know what I'm saying? Especially when they reach a certain age. And from what I researched, this child was, old enough to report some stuff. She's old enough to talk. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times these men don't want to be caught, and they will unalive the children too, so that they can stay on the land for as long as possible. Okay, and this is alleged, but from what I researched, it looked like he was trying to hide in plain sight. He was on his own, like the day that she was unalive on June 7th, this past Tuesday. He was on his own social media platforms and saying, "Oh, well, rest in peace," and "Oh, she's in heaven now." And I thought that was real weird at first. It threw me off a little bit, and I was like, okay, do she have somebody else in her family with the same first and last name as her child's father? Like, what is going on? Because usually, like most of these cases, I have never seen the suspect come back and be saying, "Hey, may they rest in peace," and "Oh my God, I can't believe this happened." And it looked like from what I researched, allegedly he was trying to hide in plain sight. Okay, before police did their homework and they caught up with him and figured, he was a suspect in this woman's murder. Let's go on. So it says, during the incident, okay, I already read that to you. The boyfriend returned fire. And he hit Brent an unknown number of times. JPD, or Jackson Police Department Deputy Chief Derek Hearn said it was not known when Brent would be released from the hospital. So they obviously got to wait till he heal up, and they'll be sending him to Jackson Police Department's holding facility and then to Raymond Detention Center. Okay, he did not know when the suspect would make his initial appearance in court. He said that it would depend on how quickly he is released from the hospital, and that's the deputy deputy chief speaking, okay? Derek Hearn. That's his words. Okay, let's go on. So Hearn confirmed that Brent had faced drug charges in the past, and this is where the capital murder came in. This is why the prosecutor felt to go ahead and push capital murder, okay? Because again, in Mississippi, you get charged with any felonies in the past, you get yourself caught up in something like this, they going for capital murder, okay? But let's keep reading. So it says in 2015, he was indicted on felony charges of possession of marijuana and possession of hydrocodone. That is a Schedule II controlled substance, y'all. Hydrocodone is. Doctors often will prescribe it for like pain and shit like that. Let's go on. So it says, at the time of his arrest, he was also in possession of a .38 caliber handgun, according to court records. In July 2021, that case from 2015 was dismissed by Hinds County Circuit Judge Winston Kidd at the behest of Brent's probation officer. In 2017, just 2 years after he got the first charges, he was indicted on felony possession charges again for being in possession of marijuana and again possession of a handgun, this time a .40 caliber Glock, court records indicate, and I'll be screenshotting those and putting those in this video for y'all. Okay, so that's the end of that article, and I'll be talking to y'all about the psychology today and rejection. But I want to just share with y'all a few of these notes and a video that I found on this case. All right, I want y'all to watch this video, and I'm gonna get back into my commentary.
$15. Oh, yeah. Look at her.
Okay, so the video that y'all just watched is an engagement video, and that video was dated for May 13th of 2021, and then this past Christmas, December of 2021, both Brent and the victim Munchie, they were taking pictures, so it looked like they were together up until that point. Now I have no evidence or any solid proof past December of 2021 that they were still a couple, so I'm believing sometime in 2022 they probably split and broke ways. Now I still don't know why they split or whatever. Maybe she got tired of living whatever type of lifestyle she was living with him, you know, who knows. Maybe he was cheating, maybe she found somebody else, maybe, you know, from what I found on some of the things that she posted right before her passing, it seemed like Munchie had just leveled up, you know. Like Tyler Perry said in one of his plays, he said when you get closer to 30, a light bulb comes on and you start to mature a little bit more. And I think that's what happened with her. I don't think, because let me read these posts to y'all, okay? Because from what she said right from her mouth, you know, she said that she's trying to move on, you know. So she shared a post on June 7th at 1:01 a.m. and it says, "I'm not on bad terms with nobody. My terms are just different now." So that told me right there that the fact that she shared that post, it said to me that, hey, Munchie had matured. You know, sometimes people mature, and when they mature, some people will cut other people off because they grew out of that phase. It ain't all about, hey, I'm mad at you and I don't really want you in my life no more. Maybe she just outgrew her ex or her child's father. Maybe she outgrew him to the point where she like, you know what, either one, you ain't gonna change and I don't want to be a part of this, or two, even if you did change, I have outgrown you. You know what I'm saying? Something in my spirit is just sitting different and I'm looking for something else. It's nothing wrong with that, y'all. It's nothing wrong with that. But I will come back to that in a minute. The next post that she shared, it says, one day me and mine will be living so good, these bad days won't even matter. Now, that right there kind of hurt my feelings because it broke my heart, y'all, because it lets us further know that we don't know when our last day is on this earth. We don't know when we gonna be called home or whatever. So it broke my heart because she was optimistic. She was looking forward to living her best life. She probably had really, really big plans for her and her child or whatever. And for her to be taken away abruptly in her bed, you know what I'm saying? In her bed or whatever. She shared this post, y'all, on June 6th. So the day before her passing, she shared that post. So she was very optimistic. That also lets me know, because usually when people drop a bunch of dead weight, they like, woo, you know what? I'm looking forward to the future. I'm free now. That's usually how they're thinking. So that lets me further know. And in my own theory, I don't believe Munchie was happy in that relationship with Brent, just by the stuff that she was sharing. And from what I, researched, I think she was like a private person. So usually when you're a private person and you have something, this kind of turmoil and trauma going on inside of you, you will often speak in subliminal messages on social media. You'll give little spurts of what's on your mind or what you're going through. You won't really put it all out there because, you know what I'm saying? People like Munchie and myself, we're smart enough to know that some people just like to be entertained on social media. Some people really don't care. Everybody don't care what you're going through. Some people, when you're really crying out for help and you really want somebody to be in your corner and just to listen, not judge, not tell you what they think you should be doing and all, just to listen and understand. You know what I'm saying? People on social media don't do that. They not there to do that. They there to get entertained. Okay. So sometimes private people and people who feel like, I really want to tell y'all what's going on, but I can't. So I'm going to send a subliminal, and the subliminal or the message that she shared. This wasn't her post. This was a post that she shared on June 6th. It said, one day me and mine will be living so good, these bad days won't matter. Okay. So that let me know right then and there that one, she was going through something. She was dealing with something. And, she stayed optimistic. She stayed looking for the silver lining in the cloud and like, hey, you know what? This gonna be water under the bridge real soon. This too shall pass, and I'm just curious to know what led up to this moment. Now, I don't need anybody to tell me that this guy, Brent, her ex, was a control freak. Okay. And again, like I said, black women, when it comes to black men, especially because these men, like in this society, I don't know why black men won't get together and just build up the community and build up, just the whole black community as a whole, not just their families and things like that, but the black community as a whole, build it up and have something for ourselves or whatever. I don't know why they won't just come together and do that. I don't know what's so hard about sitting pride or whatever and ego to the side and doing that, having something for themselves, because the fact that they feel like they don't have nothing, the fact that they feel like they're less than or they're under the supremacy of another male group is leaving all of that, that for lack of better words, I'm just gonna say testosterone, because testosterone is that hormone that gets you to challenge people. It's leaving all of that displaced. And when they feel like they want to challenge somebody, they will often challenge black women. They will often buck at black women, especially when you couple that with anger issues. Okay. So let me read what Psychology Today said about rejection. Okay, so it says being rejected never feels good in the moment. No matter how lucky you might feel about about the near miss a week, a year, or a decade later. However, there's a gender difference in cultural expectations regarding acceptable responses to rejection. Men and women respond differently in culturally normative ways. Males tend to take rejection as a challenge. Okay, what did I just say about testosterone? Testosterone causes men to buck at you. So if they're already got this hormone in them and it's programming them to do what men do, it really, testosterone is for men to obviously is to build up the muscles and all of that and get them ready for manhood, because men often build and protect. That's what they're created to do. And the testosterone is an added bonus, because not only does it help with like sex libido and stuff like that, but you need testosterone because in normal terms, you know what I'm saying, men are supposed to protect their families and stuff. And so you want a man that's gonna challenge some stuff. You don't want them being scared and off in the corner some damn where. But anyways, so men who can't take rejection, or when you reject them, psychology today says males tend to take rejection as a challenge to their masculinity or an insult to their perceived place in social hierarchy. Okay, so it's an insult. So think about it in the mind of a black man when a black woman rejects them. You know what I'm saying? Who are you? You the lowest of the low, black woman, and you got the nerve to reject me? Okay, so that's not only testosterone or whatever. That's their that pride, that ego coming through as well. You got the nerve to reject me, and you got the nerve to, so you have to put yourself in their shoes and kind of think like they think. And I'm not saying he's a victim when I say put yourself in his shoes. Basically what I'm saying is when you are up against somebody like that, you want to always be fuck 2 steps. You want to be 10 steps ahead. You want to know how they think so you can know how to move. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Let me keep going though. So it says women are likely to feel emotionally hurt by a rejection and assume that there is something lacking in them that warranted the rejection. Or for example, like if you're a big girl, maybe he rejected me because I'm a big girl and he want the brick house shaped woman. You know what I'm saying? Women often really will think like that. Or maybe because I'm dark skinned, he wanted somebody who's light skinned. Or maybe because I wear glasses, I have short hair, and on, right? Okay, so let's keep going. So, or women blame the person who did the rejection, but use self-soothing to get over the insult rather than lashing out as males might do. So a woman at first she gonna be like, damn, maybe he rejected me because I'm a big girl. But then she gonna soothe herself. She's going to heal herself and she gonna move on. That's very true. Let's keep going. Women are encouraged to get over it, okay? But men often feel the need to get even, okay? Again, so because men, by way of their egos or whatever, they feel the need to get even, okay? And you have some black men who have mental health that's not being checked. And then you couple all of that shit with testosterone, which causes them to buck. Do y'all see what we dealing with now? Full-blown demons. Okay, now I ain't saying all black men are demons, but I'm tired of giving that disclaimer because they don't give it to black women. Okay, but when you have somebody like that, you have a raging bull, a maniac on your hand, and you want to be 2 and 3 steps ahead and know how to think. Let me keep going though. So it says research shows that when we are socially rejected, we are more likely to lower our standards in pursuit of a sense of belonging and acceptance. We are also likely to be more submissive to others than we typically are. Okay, so think of black men when they date non-black women. I heard it a lot of times that black men, I've heard it from other black men say that black men who date non-black women, they will submit to those women. Okay. That's true, but that's another story for another day. If y'all want me to get into that, just put it in the comment sections and I will probably schedule a live or something. But let me keep going. So it says, in order to achieve social acceptance, so they'll submit to somebody just to for somebody to accept them, to have social acceptance. Okay, this is one reason everyone looks good at closing time. When our goal is a social or sexual connection, The desire to achieve that end may result in the lowering of our initial expectations. The drive to couple up can be just that strong. Okay, so that's like women, you know, when they start to get older, some women will lower their standards and they'll accept anything just to say they have somebody, you know. However, when a man's pride, aka ego, I always talk about that haughty spirit over here. Let's keep going though. It says, however, when a man's pride insists of self, okay, is focused on conquering one particular romantic quest. In this case, it was Munchie who was the romantic quest. And we know it was Munchie because last year on May 13th of 2021, per that video y'all just seen, this man proposed to Munchie. So he was after her, okay? So let's keep going. Okay, so it says, however, when a man's pride and his sense of self is focused on conquering one particular romantic quest, the need to take action can result in violence. Okay, so this man basically couldn't take her rejection or whatever. And if I had to theorize, I believe what was going through his head, and I can prove it, y'all. I didn't even have to look this post up to prove it, but one of the posts that Munchie had wrote on her social media account around the time of that engagement was that she had asked him over and over again about settling down, and he never really would. Okay, so when they were in that video, in the engagement video, and I seen that or whatever, he didn't do that. I hate to say it or whatever, but I have to be honest. I have to keep it real. Even though I understand Munchie's family and friends will come over here and watch this video, my goal is not only to cover her case to make sure she's not forgotten, but it's also to make sure other young women don't fall in that trap. But you have to be careful with some of these men, okay? You have to be careful. He didn't propose to her because he loved her. He proposed to her because he felt like, okay, let me give her something that she's been asking for so she won't leave me. Okay, so I can continue to control her. Okay, that's what it was about. Because when you really, really, truly, deeply love somebody, you know what I'm saying? I don't care what y'all had going on between y'all. You gonna want the best for that person, whether they with you or not. And a lot of people can't believe that because the world is so crooked and odd that y'all don't really know what the fuck love is. Love is just not an emotion. Love is more than that. When you really, truly love somebody, you will sacrifice yourself. Look at God. He sacrificed his son. You know what I'm saying? When you really, truly love somebody, you will do whatever it takes to make sure that person is happy. Okay, I just want to see you happy, and I can humble myself and walk away even if I'm not the chosen one. He couldn't do that. So not only does this talk, it goes into his rejection, his pride and the ego, but it also sheds light on the fact that this man had a lot of low self-esteem, and he possibly grew up being rejected a lot, like in his latter or his younger years. You know what I'm saying? I wonder what kind of household he grew up into. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that what he did to Munchie is his mother's fault or his father's fault, because at the end of the day, he decided to break into that apartment. He decided to pull that trigger and do all of that. So ultimately, the state of Mississippi, as they say in the movie Life, I don't know if y'all remember that movie Life, but the state of Mississippi want his ass behind them bars, okay? So he's responsible for that. But I wonder what kind of upbringing he had to where, because a lot of times what I notice about these men who are abusive, they have very hard upbringings or whatever, and they use control tactics to try to control other people's lives because they see that person that they're trying to control as like, for lack of better words, because I'm trying to give y'all what I see visually. Okay, they see that person like, okay, like this the person who brings me happiness, and this is the person who I'm happy with, and they do something for me, and I don't want them to leave. So because I don't know how to love or respond to them in a respectful manner, a healthy manner, I'm going to try to scare them or use scare tactics to keep them around. And I believe what he did to try to keep Munchie around, because Munchie, that scare tactic stuff probably wasn't going to work on her. Okay, she, from what I researched, she had a lot of people in her corner who cared about her, who loved her, and I believe, you know, they would have set it off down there in Mississippi had he tried to ever jump stupid on her. You know what I'm saying? But the way he controlled her is like a give and take. I'm going to give you something that you want, which is a ring. But after that, I'm going to take it back. Like, I'm going to give you something good, but, you know, just to keep you there so I can continue to control you. You know what I'm saying? And I had to cover that part of it because a lot of black women, because we, like I said in a recent live, we want so bad for these men to marry us. You know what I'm saying? We want for these black men to marry us, respect us, make us wives and all that. You know, we often like get the signs of shit mixed up. A lot of black women will see something like what this man did, proposing to this young lady. Oh, he proposing, he's so sweet. But you have to look at motherfuckers' intentions on why they do shit. You know what I'm saying? This is how mass manipulators work. This is how narcissists work or whatever. This is how Satan works. Satan know good and fucking well you not gonna go along with his plan. If he just walk up and told you, hey, go blow up, you know what I'm saying, a building, he know good and damn well you gonna be like, hell no, I ain't finna go blow up no building. But if he kind of Hansel and Gretel your ass into it, he has a better chance of getting you to do it. For example, if he can, like what they did on January 6th when they went to the Capitol and they was trying to get the politicians to change, you know, the vote because y'all know Biden won and all that shit. Y'all know what the hell happened. But what had to happen? Those people and their psychology, it had to be turned, okay? Because normal, every day, they probably would have been like, man, I ain't going up there. I'm not doing that shit. But the minute they started to believe, their belief system was turned, and they started to believe, oh, okay, you know what I mean? They stole the election from us. They did this, they did that, and we have to go here and we have to do this to change some shit or whatever. That's kind of how Satan works. Satan knows if he Hansel and Gretel's you, if he gives you just a breadcrumb and make you believe that somebody else is really your enemy or why you should sin or do something wrong, he can really get you into doing it. And he know he can't just outright say that shit and you do it. No, he got to walk you into it. He got to take baby steps with you. And that's kind of how controlling people is. They will give you something and it looks good. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of how that man was that I was with. You know what I'm saying? The guy who abused me. He would give me something that I wanted. Like, for example, I would come home, the house is clean. You know, everything is put in order. And, you know, we both had jobs, but I worked later hours than what he did. So he would give me a little bit, right? He would give me a little bit. And then Jekyll and Hyde, he would switch up on me. Y'all know Hyde was the demented, the maniac one. So he would be Jekyll, he would be the nice one for a minute, but then he switch it up. You know what I'm saying? Once he feel like he had me good and relaxed and my motherfucking guard was down, he switched it up and here comes this demon Hyde. And that's exactly what I feel like happened in this situation. And it's so unfortunate because this young lady is leaving behind a daughter. Now she don't have a motherfucking father or a mother. You know what I'm saying, in her corner. She don't have that no more. And who's to say how she's going to view this man who she shared the same DNA with now that she know this baby gonna know and understand one day that you took my mama from me. You know what I'm saying? You can't bury nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? So I pray for that baby that Munchie left behind. I pray for her family, and my heart and my love and prayers and condolences definitely goes out to her mother. And all of her loved ones. This is very, it was hard. It was hard reading up on this case, y'all. You know, because I'm an empath. I can feel people's emotions. And I know for a fact, and I don't know her mother from a hole in the wall, but I feel their pain even through just researching the case. So my heart really does go out to them one day at a time, y'all. one day at a time. Y'all get down in the comment section below. Let me know what you think about this case. Remember to always be respectful of the victims on Black Women Aware. I don't give second chances over here. If you disrespect the victim, you will immediately be blocked, okay? But yeah, get in the comment section. Let me know what you think about this case. This is Candace Yvette. I'm going to be signing off. You all remember to be safe, be alert, and most importantly, please be aware. Wait, hold up. So I want to clarify the post that I was referring to about the engagement and Munchie's last post concerning that engagement. Now I'm going to read this post to you guys, and it is dated for May 13th of 2021. This is around the time of that engagement. Now, I partially spoke about the post, but it was some things that I left out. So I'm going to read it to you, and we're going to go over this, and then I'm going to end this video. So it says, first, want to thank God because without him, I'm nothing. I also want to thank family and friends for keeping this a secret and coming out on this special day for me. Y'all definitely the GOAT. I want to thank you for never giving up no matter how many times I tried to leave. Now let's pause right there. She says she wanted to thank Brent, her ex, the man who took her life, the man who is her child's father, for never giving up no matter how many times she tried to leave. Now, I did say in my commentary, and you all can rewind this video, I did say that as women, as Black women, we cannot misunderstand the ways of a controlling man. We have to understand the ways of a controlling man and understand with great clarity that just because somebody is not giving up on you, that doesn't necessarily mean they love you. Sometimes they just want to control you. And oftentimes on this channel, I often speak with Black women about domestic violence abusers and narcissists. I won't say that term narcissist because in today's day it's very overused, and I don't like it because if it's being so overused, that means you don't know a normal person versus a real true narc, and I don't like that about today's day and that term. But anyways, she misunderstood the fact that he continued to pursue her after, and I believe her gut instinct was telling her to leave this man alone. She tried to leave, but he would possibly, get her back with all the good love talk. Oh, I see you as my wife one day. And he probably knew that about her. He probably knew that it was her goal, like many Black women, you know what I'm saying? Many Black women want to be married. Many Black women want to settle down. They want to rest in their femininity. Absolutely, positively nothing wrong with that. But he used that card against her. Again, he came out as Jekyll, the good guy, and he hide until he had her back in his under his control, and then Hyde would come out. And I know it would because she says it in this post. She doesn't say anything about his good or bad side, but she says, I want to thank you for never giving up no matter how many times, with an S, I tried to leave. So that tell me right there that this young lady tried multiple times to get away from him. Her gut instinct probably picked up and pinged on his toxic ways early on, and he would always woo her back. He probably knew, I can't get her back by fear mongering her, by putting hands on her, because Munchie probably got some people who will come stuff his ass into the ground if he went that way. So the way he went about it was, oh, I'm going to woo you. And what did I tell y'all? That's how Satan shows up, like a beautiful angel. And that's how he woos you. He reasons with you. He makes you rethink things. Okay. And that's exactly what he did to this young lady. Okay. But where I misspoke is I said she was asking him to marry her and all this. And I misspoke when I said that. That's not what I misunderstood her post. She never said that in this post. What Munchie said in this post is she had tried multiple times to let him alone, and he continued to pursue her. So with this engagement, and I hate to say it like this, but I have to be brutal with my honesty on this channel. I hate to say it like this, no disrespect to Munchie's family, but Munchie is no longer with us, okay? I have to say this for other black women, for those younger black women, my younger sisters out there. You know, this engagement was really not a symbol of marriage and commitment, loyalty and love. This engagement was the nail in her coffin. And why do I say it like that? Because that was his draw four. If you ever play Uno, you know the draw four is like the best card in the deck that you can play to overpower your opponents or to win the game. This engagement he used as a control tactic to control her, to pull her back in, because it looked like Munchie had been on her way out the door. It looked like she had seen him for who he was. So imagine, go back to my example in the spiritual realm, we're talking about Lucifer. If you pull off, because Lucifer in heaven, he was known as Lucifer. He was a beautiful angel. That's what his name was in heaven, Lucifer. But when he got out of heaven, he became Satan, right? So when you pull Lucifer off, that beautiful angel, you pull that away, you looking at Satan now. You looking at this demonic devil or whatever. And that's probably where she was as she continued to try to leave. Okay, I don't no longer see the facade. I don't see the angel anymore. I see the devil. I see what you are and who you are. And I'm not going to allow you to drag my life down any further and all. You already have made me a single mother or whatever. Even though you try to, you know, marry me in the end. But like I said, that marriage was not about love. It's about control, you know. But she picked that up, y'all, and it's very heartbreaking that this woman picked this stuff up about this man or whatever. And I'm not gonna say she didn't try to leave, because she says it right here from the grave. She said, I tried to leave you. She said, how many times I tried to leave you. No matter how many times she tried to leave, he would not stop pursuing her. Okay, even though she was over that. And black women, please, you know, y'all have to learn. Please study sociology, younger black women. Please, if you older and you ain't never took a college course, 101 sociology, take a couple dollars, go down there and invest in sociology 101. Just take that class. You know what I'm saying? If you can't invest in it, get Google's free. Go on Google and just read. You know what I'm saying? Read them books about sociology. Why do I want y'all to read about sociology? Because sociology will teach you America is about the only country that marries for love. Most countries, they marry for wealth. They marry for financial stability. Some of the marriages are ordered or whatever. They already know, the families already know who they want their sons and daughters to marry. I ain't saying they do it right. But what I'm saying is you can't just go off of emotion. And basically the reason what makes me say that is this guy, y'all, had charges on top of charges on top of charges. And then not only that, he kept going back and making the same mistakes. So how is it that in both 2015 and 2017, you had these drug and firearm charges that tell me you not trying to change your life or whatever and get legitimate work to provide for a family? You know what I'm saying? Why are you even thinking about marrying somebody when and the cases back from 2015 was just dropped in 2021? Okay, I read the articles to you. The cases from 2015 was dropped just in 2021. And I'm saying that because he is spending years fighting these felonious charges. You don't got no motherfucking room to be looking for no wife, sir. You know what I'm saying? I see why that young girl wanted to get the hell away from him, because she seen the smoke and mirrors have fell down. The dust has settled. The shit have hit the fan, and she seen him for what the fuck he was. Please, black women, stop marrying just off of emotion. I don't give a fuck how much you love somebody. If they're not in a position to provide for you, if they fucking their own life over, please don't jump in that hellhole with them. That's foolishness. Okay? Don't let them motherfucking gaslight you with that loyalty bullshit. Your loyalty as a black woman before anybody should be to your motherfucking self, even before your kids, because you can't help yourself. You for damn sure ain't gonna be no good to your kids. Why would you even want your children around you if you know you not right? So Munchie ultimately was trying to make the right decision. Like around the time of this engagement, she was trying to leave this motherfucker alone. Okay, around the time of her actual passing, she completed her mission. She got out of that relationship. You know, I don't know really, like, I don't know how he found out where she lived. I don't know if he already knew. I don't know if she moved or if she stayed in the same location once she got with the new man. Now, those details, I don't know. But I really fucking wish, you know what I'm saying, if she hadn't have moved, if she hadn't have done anything different after she left this man that she did. I really do. I really wish papers would have been brought up on this man. You know what I'm saying? Even if it was just, because sometimes some men only abuse you mentally and emotionally and verbally, but you can still goddamn it schedule appointments with therapists, and those therapist documents, because they go just like HIPAA. You know what I'm saying? Nobody can break HIPAA and go against HIPAA. But when it comes to cases like these, courts, insurances, insurance claims and courts, they can break HIPAA. They can legally break HIPAA. They can subpoena those records into court. And if insurance needs your records to find out how they want to make payments on like your therapy sessions, they can, medical services can hand those records over and not be penalized. So it is some cases, it's called TPO, treatment, payment, and operations, I believe it stands for. It is some cases where medical staff can legally break HIPAA, okay? And I wish like hell, like somewhere, some way, if it couldn't have been documented at the police department by way of restraining order and police reports, that, you know, somewhere, like even in therapy sessions, that it had been documented, this motherfucker was controlling this young woman. You know what I'm saying? He was controlling her. He really was. And I feel bad because she did everything right. She got away from him. Ain't that what black men tell black women? Oh, stop picking and choosing the wrong men. Well, motherfuckers, devils don't come with goddamn with the shit on their forehead typed up and saying, hey, I'm a devil, avoid me. But when you find out that this motherfucker is who he is, he's Lucifer in the flesh, and you switch it up and you break it off and you leave him alone, like black men will tell you to do, oh, quit choosing the wrong ones and all. But when you switch it up and you leave them alone or whatever, like she did, what you gotta say now? Because the problem is not black women, it's black men. Why the fuck he couldn't just let her alone? Okay? She broke off an engagement. You know what I'm saying? And I'm stressing that because do y'all know how many desperate black women I know out here who goddamn will settle with marrying a black man or whatever just because they're getting a ring? I don't even have to tell y'all that. I don't have to break down nobody or no case or look up no motherfucking article. I'm just going to cite my claims. Brookings Institute, goddamn it, the National Statistical Data website. Go on their motherfucking website, Brookings Institute, and look up black women and what happens when they marry black men. It says that majority of the time, black women are heading those households. They're making more. And it says usually when black women marry black men, they are dating down. Why the fuck do y'all think that happens? Because black women are race loyal and they want to marry their own kind. But the issue is black men don't want to stand up to task. Instead, they want black women to lower their standards. They want to beat you down because they don't want to build themselves up. Because for them to build themselves up, they realize somewhere along that path, they got to face they major number one nemesis. Who? Men of no color. That's all I have to say about this case. Again, my condolences, my prayers and well wishes go out to the family of Terrencia Jackson, aka Munchie. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this case. Again, this is Candace Yvette, and now I am officially signing off.